India's draw to Singapore in the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers of 2027 has really put a spanner into their works. But it could have been even worse. Had they lost to Singapore, perhaps their chances of qualification were all but over. But now, looking at the current situation, 3 games are up and 3 more games are remaining in the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. India, when you look at it, have drawn 2 games against Bangladesh and against Singapore, but have lost to Hong Kong. So that is why they are on 2 points. Now remember, the one who finishes at the top of the table will qualify for the AFC Asian Cup qualifier, AFC Asian Cup in 2027. A win gives you 3 points, a draw gives you 1 point. So, what do India have to do? What is the situation for them? I'll be presenting scenarios and results in this particular way as to what India needs to do. Scenario number 1, which is the most ideal, win the remaining 3 games, which means they will get to 11 points. In a way, Hong Kong lose to Singapore, because one of them could get to 11 points as well, depending on other results going their way. If Hong Kong draw with Singapore at home and if they win against Bangladesh, then head-to-head will come into play. And that is why this is a very, very important situation. If Hong Kong lose to Singapore, India win their remaining 3 games, then that's it. They are through to the AFC Asian Cup. Scenario number 2, if India don't win 2 games, they will be out mathematically. If India win 2 games and lose 1, they will still be out, because one of them will definitely come on top because of the point system that is there. India, remember, at max, if they win all 3, can get to 11. If they win 2, they can get to only 8 points. And 8 points is not enough at all, because either one team can go over them. That is the current situation. Now, result scenario number 1. India beat Hong Kong and Singapore but draw against Bangladesh. What happens then? Then they will get to a total of 9 points. So, they will need a big help from their neighbor. Bangladesh needs to beat both Hong Kong and Singapore and hope Singapore versus Hong Kong game is drawn. So what will happen in that case is Bangladesh can only get to 7 points and Hong Kong and Singapore will not be able to jump India. So that is why beat Hong Kong and Singapore but draw against Bangladesh, India will get to 9 points. Result scenario number 2. India beat Hong Kong and Bangladesh but draw against Singapore. What happens then? Same. Bangladesh needs to beat both Hong Kong and Singapore and hope Hong Kong Singapore is a draw. That's the same. They need one result going their way, because that is the mathematical way how they are alive still. Result scenario number 3. India beat Singapore and Bangladesh but draw against Hong Kong. Now, drawing against a top side at this current point in time, 5 and 4, either a draw to Singapore or a draw to Hong Kong could have some adverse circumstances, because Singapore and Bangladesh beat Hong Kong, Bangladesh beat Singapore. In that way, your top order is settled. Your top position is settled in that case. Result scenario 4. Hong Kong draw against Singapore or Bangladesh but win against the others. Then perhaps tiebreakers will come into play. But result scenario number 5. If India lose 1 game to either team, game over. They can at max only get to 7 or 8 points, depending on the result. India would end on 8 points, will be eliminated. If they win against 2 of them, they can get to at max 8 points. But if they lose 1, game over. One will definitely go on top of them. And that's why India is on a prayer when it comes to the AFC Asian Cup. They need certain mathematical results going their way. But it won't be easy, because the last game is somewhere in starting of 2026. The other 2 games will probably happen in Goa. And this is where they cannot afford to lose even a single game at this point in time. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.